Hello everyone, welcome back to Tartan Samurai Gaming. And it's another childhood favourite today. We played Power Rangers the movie recently, and now we're playing its predecessor, Power Rangers, for the Mega Drive. So we get these nice little cutscenes here of the villainess, Rita Repulsa. And to start off with, we only have the 5 Power Rangers, but we will get the Green Ranger later on. There's Rita and her gang. So our first challenge is to defeat the Minotaur. Now, to fight the Minotaur, I'm going to use the Red Ranger. Now, it's just a simple one-on-one fighting game, this. And the easy part is there are only 2 attack buttons, so it's very simple to control. You know, it's no Street Fighter 2, but it's pretty good fun. Use my Power Blaster there. The Minotaur likes to use that fire attack quite a lot. So what you want to do is try and keep close to him so he doesn't have the chance to do so. But of course, simply knocking him down now isn't gonna finish the battle, because as we know with the Power Rangers, there's always a big Zord battle to follow. So Rita has made the monster grow. So we have the Megazord and the Power Rangers theme playing in the background. And the Megazord is ready to go. So again, just the 2 attack buttons, your powerful attack and your weak attack. But the Megazord's power sword does have a much longer reach than other weapons, so it does make things a bit easier. He really does like to use that fire attack, doesn't he? But that's it. Minotaur is down. And level 1 is clear. But Rita has a plan, and so now we face the evil Green Ranger. One of the great moments in kids' TV history was when the Green Ranger first appeared. Truly menacing villain, excellently portrayed by the late Jason David Frank. And it ran for 5 episodes. And the thing is, in America, at that time Power Rangers was on every day, so you know, American kids only had to wait a week to find out what happened, whereas with the UK at the time where I was living, it was once a week we got Power Rangers. So it took us over a month to play through the Green Ranger story to know what eventually happened, and yeah, that was tension, that really was. But of course, in the end, he becomes a hero, and you know, the rest is history. He's also the best character in this game, so once we clear this level, we will be playing as the Green Ranger from there on out. So what you do here is you just use your power blaster to keep him at bay. When he does that knee attack, you just counter. The Pink Ranger is very good because she has two different projectiles, obviously, and yeah, it's just a bit more versatile than the Red Ranger. And now we get that iconic tune from the Green Ranger's Dragon Dagger. Not gonna lie, when I had my old Nokia phone back in the early 2000s, that was my ringtone. And there's the Dragon Zord. This is possibly the second most difficult fight of the game, apart from the last boss, because the Dragon Zord is far more dynamic, far greater range of attacks than the Megazord. As you'll see when we go to this battle. He's a lot faster as well. But thankfully he doesn't have an anti-air attack like the Minotaur does, so you can use jump kicks a bit more. That tail does quite a bit of damage, so be aware of that. So we just want to keep plugging away here at his health bar. Oh, we're in a bit of trouble here. Try and close the distance whenever possible. And that sword uppercut is your best friend. Dragon Zord seems particularly vulnerable to it. And he's down. And so, with the Green Ranger's spell broken, he joins the team, and we now have 6 characters to choose from. So next up, another monster. We're fighting Madame Woe, who was also featured in the recent Reader's Revenge Power Rangers game as well. So of course it's got to be the Green Ranger. So he has the flying knee attack, which you saw earlier. He also has this electrifying Dragon Dagger attack. Madame Woe loves to jump cancel into attacks, so you got to watch out for that, like so. If you time it right, she'll land right in your dagger attack. Don't really know why Madame Woe featured in games so prominently, because she was only ever in one episode of the series, and a bit of a generic monster design really, nothing really exceptional about her. But, you know, personally I would have gone with something like King Sphinx or Eye Guy maybe, but, well, they made their choice. And it's only a small part of the game, it doesn't really make that much difference. Okay, so Madame Woe is down, but of course that's only phase 1 of the battle. So we're now going to summon the Dragon Zord. And as I mentioned before, the Dragon Zord has a far greater range of movement than the Megazord, so I just personally think he's a much better choice for these kind of fights. He said as he got smacked right on the ground, yeah, of course. So Madam Woe likes to get in close and use those claws, so we're going to try and counter as much as we can. But she is susceptible to jump attacks and projectiles. She's usually susceptible to projectiles, but she seems to have a good habit of jumping over them today. But that's alright, we're still well up on this fight. Take him down. We're almost done here. Just that fireball's a bit of a pain, isn't it? One more hit will do it. There we go. Told you she was susceptible to fireballs. So, battle over. Now, Goldar. He always seems to get a spot in every Power Rangers game, and I guess it's fitting. He is an iconic villain. And him, Goldar had a particular rivalry with the Green Ranger and the Red Ranger. So, appropriate these two face off. But this version of Goldar is much more grounded, whereas in the Power Rangers the movie game, which we played previously on the channel, Goldar was much more about aerial attacks, and as a result he was much more annoying to fight. Whereas this Goldar is more of a straight ahead fighter, which is more fun to fight against if I'm being entirely honest. Still has a good moveset though. You see multiple projectiles, good jumping attacks. Goldar's a good choice if you're doing two-player mode in this game. He has a good variety of moves. Yeah, he actually has 3 different projectile attacks, as you can see there. And sword uppercut. We're in trouble here. Could be about to lose our first continue. Yeah. Goldar absolutely handed it to me there. Not to worry though. We can still continue. Unlimited continues, so we're going to be here a while. Hopefully not, but we might be. Right, back into the fight. I mean, this is the penultimate fight, so after Goldar we've only got the last boss, so it figures this is where it would start to get a little more difficult. But this game really comes into its own in two-player mode. You know, I mean, as you can see, the one-player mode you can play through in about half an hour if you know what you're doing. But the two-player mode is a lot of fun because you can play as all the monsters as well. Yeah, that's where the game really kind of shines. I mean, like I say, it's not Street Fighter 2, it's not Mortal Kombat. You know, it's a very simplistic one-on-one fighter, but I don't think it's as bad as it's made out to be. I really don't. It's fun. Especially if you're a Power Rangers fan like I am. And it's one of the few games that would let you play as the Green Ranger from back in the day, because most of the games that came out around about this era used the White Ranger. So with Goldar down, we now have to move to the Zord battle. Here we go. funny though, when you look at this game, then you look at the Power Rangers the movie game, which only came out about maybe a year and a half later. The step up in quality with the graphics and whatever for the movie game really is quite incredible. Especially when you consider it was the same programming team. It was the same company, Banpresto, that made both games. So you would think it's probably most of the same people working on it, but they really pulled it together for the Power Rangers the movie game. It looks a lot better than this game does. They're both good games though. Right, Goldar is down. But, like the coward that he is, he runs away to fight another day. So, the last boss. And this is just a 2-round Zord battle. So, we're going to go with the Dragon Zord, of course. And we're fighting on the moon against Cyclopsis, Goldar's Warzord. To this day, I still can't believe they never made an action figure of Cyclopsis, because that character was just such an amazing design. It's like an evil Gundam. It really, you know, as someone who grew up playing with Transformers and then Power Rangers, Cyclopsis was a toy that I really wanted, but unfortunately, it didn't even exist. So, I think in recent times the Power Rangers tabletop game did make a scale model of him, but it's not quite the same, is it? Yeah, we need a Cyclopsis figure. We really do need a Cyclopsis figure. The best villain of Season 1 in my opinion, so apart from the Green Ranger obviously. So one more hit should do it. There we go. But Cyclopsis is not finished. He's powered up. And he's ready for round 2. This time those blades give him a whole range of more powerful attacks. If you play the 2-player version, you will always play as the Cyclopsis final form, because he's basically the same character but with far more powerful moves, as you can see. But you can also counter him as long as you're quick with it. Just keep your distance and use your projectiles effectively. And try not to get hit. that's the key to beating all fighting games. Just try not to get hit. And we're almost done here. There we go. Cyclopsis is down. And the game is clear. So now it's time to form the Ultra Zord. And Rita Repulsa's palace is gone. Of course, this never happened in the show, because, you know, we wouldn't have had a season 2 if that would have happened. So, that concludes our playthrough of Power Rangers for the Mega Drive. A short game, but a good game. Like I say, not one of the all-time great fighters, but I think it's fun. I enjoyed it, and I hope you did too. And we just get a nice little montage here of all the different Rangers and their Zords and everything. It's a great nostalgia trip, this. I know it's not one of the greatest games I'll play on this channel, but it's nice to revisit this. Good memories. Good memories of childhood, watching the Power Rangers every week. Some of these animations actually were not used in the final game, they only appear in the end credits. Okay, so thank you for watching, everyone. I will see you next time here on Tartan Samurai Gaming. Please check out some of our other videos in the meantime, and thank you for watching. See you next time.